Today we're talking about cedar roofs. You know, a lot of homeowners don't realize when they're buying a home, there's a lot of first-time home buyers out there too. You buy a house with a cedar roof, you're buying the most high-maintenance roof system that there is. Cedar is very fussy and finicky, needs constant maintenance and love, or it's going to fail real fast. So you got to keep that in mind. Maintenance is expensive, especially on a large house. So let's talk about that maintenance and things you should be doing with the cedar roof. Cedar is natural, it's organic, so it's going to attract bacteria, lichen, moss even, insects that go for the wood. So you need to keep it clean. You know, the moisture is going to build up and it's going to get damp and wet, so you have to stave that off. I think every 4 to 5 years it's important to wash your cedar roof. Wash it properly, zap anything that's growing organically, and get it dry, and then treat it. You want to oil that roof. The oil will get sucked into the pores, sealing it, and also holding off any of the bad stuff that's trying to attack it, and extend the life of that roof. But you need to stay on top of this stuff every 4 or 5 years or so, and it's expensive. So keep that in mind if you buy a house with some cedar. Another important tip, if you're hiring somebody to do this work, make sure they're not trying to get on the roof with a pressure washer. You do not want high water pressure on the roof. It's going to do damage. All the granules, the grains of that roof are going to get torn up. This gets shredded quickly with water pressure. They should not be using anything more intense than the pressure of a garden hose, which is like 40 or 50 psi. Very light with maybe some sodium hypochlorite at a very low dilution. That'll kill any organic growth, but it needs to be rinsed and diluted heavily, and then followed behind with some rinse, and that'll really zap any growth on the shingle. But pressure is a no-no. You see somebody pulling a pressure washer out of a truck because you've hired them to work on your cedar roof, send them away. Now you can see this field here is relatively flat and in good shape. The guys have been working on this field, this facet of the roof, replacing bad shingles. They have not gotten to that side, and you can see the difference in the aesthetic. You got some cupping and curling and some missing shingles going on there, especially up at the ridge and hip. Some missing ones there. Right, I can't get my finger in there, but I'm right on it. You see that missing, partially missing, damaged, missing. You get the idea. In this particular case, the house is right on the water, so we have salt air to contend with. That's going to do some damage to the cedar. It's definitely going to prematurely age it and weather it. So that's another stipulation. Is it beautiful? Yes, but it needs maintenance and love. After a wash, what we like to do is also take away damaged shingle. We feather them out, we remove them, and we bring in new. Guys are up on the roof today with bundles of cedar, blue label number 1, Perfections, and they are replacing any of the bad shingles that we find before we seal. That's intrinsic to the maintenance. So it's wash, repair and replace as needed, and then seal.